Welcome to Math Lesson 94. Today we're going to talk about two-step word problems. You've been doing many word problems, but today we're going to start doing two-step word problems. And what this tells us is that the information they give us might not be everything we need to solve the problem in one step. We might have to solve to get some information, solve an equation to get some information, and then solve another equation to actually answer the question. So let's go ahead and look at an example that they give us in our book, solve it together, and then we'll try doing some on your own so you can see what I mean by two-step word problems. Okay, so our first problem is figuring out the age of some people. And our book tells us that Jim is 5 years older than Allie. So Jim is Allie's age plus 5. Allie is 2 years younger than Blanca. Blanca's age minus 2. And Blanca is 9 years old. The question is, how old is Jim? So using this information that we're given, how are we going to solve? Okay, we know that Jim is Allie's age plus 5. Allie is Blanca's age minus 2, and Blanca is 9 years old. We need to figure out how old Jim is. So the one thing we do know, Blanca is 9. Okay. We know that Allie is Blanca's age minus 2. So we could plug Blanca's age in here, 9 minus 2, and find out that Allie is 7. So we now know that Allie's 7 years, Blanca's 9 years. We know that Jim is Allie's age plus 5. So if Allie is 7, you do 7 plus 5 to discover that Jim is 12. 12 what? Years. So our answer, we did two steps. We had to find Allie's age first, then we had to find Jim's age. And then we always need a label. So we go back and read, how old is Jim? Jim is 12 years. That's it. So we just did a two-step problem, lickety split. Let's look at another two-step problem. This one's also in your book. If you want to look at your book, I'm flipping to page 438 now. On this example, Carlos paid for 5 pounds of apples with a $10 bill. He got back $6. What was the cost of each pound of apples? So I'm writing down my information. It's really helpful to write information down. You'll probably want to do this in your square on your paper because you're going to show your work. So Carlos gave $10. Carlos got back $6 in change, and Carlos bought 5 pounds of apples. So I know he gave $10, he had $6 change, and he bought 5 pounds of apples. I want to find out the cost of apples per pound. So what am I going to do first? First, I'm going to find out how much Carlos spent. If he gave $10, he got back $6. 10 minus 6 is $4. So he spent $4. Okay? Now we know that he bought 5 pounds of apples. So I'm going to take the amount of money he spent, the $4, and I'm going to divide that by how many pounds he bought. So we have $4 divided by how many pounds? 5. Okay? So 4 divided by 5, can we do it? No. So we're going to look at 40 divided by 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Okay? So we divide, put my 8 right above my 0 because I used both, right? I took it into the whole 40, both digits. Then I multiply. 8 times 5 is 40. Divide, multiply, subtract. 40 minus 40, 0. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Do I have anything to bring down? Well, I got that 0 right there. Now I've got 0 divided by 5. We know that's 0 because 0 times 5 is always 0. When I subtract, I get 0. More to bring down? No. I do because this is money. I need to take my decimal place up. I need to take my dollar sign up. And if it's dollars, I gotta have a 0 in front of the decimal. So for 5 pounds of apples that he spent $4 for, he paid 80 cents per pound. So the answer to our question, what's the cost of apples per pound? 80 cents. You can write 80 cents like this with a dollar sign and decimal, or if you would rather write 80 cents like this, you've got your answer, you've got your label. So you've solved another two-step problem. Okay? All right, I would like to look at one more together. We're going to look at a square whose perimeter is 12 inches. Okay, so you know that perimeter is the distance around, like a fence, and we know that it's 12 inches. So we also know that a square and a square, all four sides are the same length, right? So, so we could take, oh, I forgot to tell you what we're looking for. We're looking for the area. We know the perimeter is 12 inches. We need to find the area of the square. What is the area of our square? Okay, so we know that it's a square, all four sides of the same length, so we could take our perimeter of 12 inches and divide it by 4. 12 divided by 4, because we got 4 sides. 12 divided by 4, you all know that that's 3, because 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0, nothing more to bring down, no remainder. Our label, it was 12 inches, our label is inches. So each side of our square now, we know is 3 inches, right? Because our perimeter is 12, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or 3 times 4 is 12. To find area, what do? We multiply the length times the width. What's the length of our square? 3. What's the width of our square? 3. What's 3 times 3? We know that that's 9. 9 what? 9 inches, but if it's area there, square inches, so we would write 9 square inches, or if you would rather write 9 inches squared with a little 2 above it, you can. But your area, boys and girls, is 9 square inches. That's how you solve that. Okay, so two-step problems, you'll have to think. It's not going to give you everything that you need to do in one step. You're going to have to solve it in 2 different steps and think about how you're going to find out the information you need. So go ahead and try that on lesson 94, pages 438 to 440 in your math book, and let me know if I can help you.